Well, hey there, it's Jen.
And Elka, welcome back to the Jen and Elka Show, which is a show that talks all about the platform Zazzle, which is a print-on-demand platform where you can make money online and start an online business. We love this platform, and with our show's structure, we do one show on Tuesday where we talk about something important with regards to the business running aspect of it. And here in this product segment, we're talking about a product that you should do every single week. And today's product is a photo collage mug. And yeah, mugs are what started print on demand years and years and years ago, and t-shirts, of course. But guess what? Mugs still sell to this day. And people forget that mugs are a big problem, like part of our inventory, and we really just need to make sure that you also know what's available to you, not just invitations, which a lot of people talk about, that's the only way they can make money. And we wanted to also introduce it at the same time as the new feature that Zazzle has, where they have photo template framing structure. So all you have to do is grab a certain type of template, add it to your design area, and then add your photo. So this is going to be so cool. And Jen's going to help walk us through this so you get to see this cool feature that Zazzle just introduced. And we want you to take advantage of it to make lots of sales.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to go on to Zazzle.com and show you first of all, the opportunities for you to do the photo collage mugs, and then also the new template structure that Zazzle has introduced. If you have been familiar with Canva and dragging and dropping photos into the Canva templates for photo templates, it's more or less the same aspect, where you are able to get a pre-structured frame style on Zazzle in the design tool and then input your photos. But we'll first of all just even go onto the search bar here, and as I'm putting in the word photo, just like what happens on Google when you start typing in your words, certain results come up based on the popularity, and you can see that photo collage mugs are actually the first result that pops up on the Zazzle platform, and you can see that there's over 12,000 results. Obviously, each of these are different in terms of the frames or the photo collages that are available. And you can understand like how you can structure your frame. And most of these, if they were older products that were made before this frame implementation aspect of the design tool that Zazzle implemented, they have made the frames on their own in terms of using photos and masks and any type of line structures. But if you were to now create a mug, going on to Zazzle, which I'll just quickly do here, we're going to go on to create your own, and we're going to go to create your own, and we're going to search for a mug. And then I'll show you really quickly what we mean by this frame structure. We're going to go into the design tool, and then we're going to go into the elements here, and you can see that they have shapes and lines, and then also these were the traditional shapes that were available. So the square, the rounded square, the circle, triangle, and then they've introduced lines. Now they have different shapes of different sort of images, right? A whole bunch here. But then what's really cool is they have these frames, and you can see that they have frames and they also have grids too. And this is where the photo collage comes in, and it's really easy to then drag and drop your photos in. I'm just going to quickly go to my uploads here. I'm going to pick a random photo, and we're going to just drag and drop and then place it in there. And you can see that, I clicked it twice. You can see that we can put this photo into this specific frame, and we're going to click that here and then just drag it into the frame. And then here you can, the only thing that's a little bit an issue with this in terms of not creating your own frame by using the shapes tool, like the shapes option, and or creating lines on your own frame, is that you have to then make sure that whichever photo you've chosen fits in and it makes sense within the photo. So I've chosen more of a landscape photo.
Space, right? Yeah. You said which makes sense with the photo, but you
Oh,
mentioned
with the grid, yes. So I've chosen sort of a square photo, and it's going into this landscape option. And so I can't actually resize this and make it smaller and have the whole photo fit in. So I'd have to choose an image that makes sense for the frame. As I did choose this random frame here that has more of the bottom part picture showing, I could have chosen another frame which has more opportunities for different sizes and structures and different collage options. So this is a really easy tool to use. However, it does have a couple limitations in terms of it actually popping in that whole frame in that photo. But this is an opportunity for you to easily drag and drop, especially if you're worried about the spacing in between your grid lines and all of that stuff. So,
and before we move on, because we like details, and that's what's making, that's what made the difference between people buying our stuff and people not buying our stuff, is that you don't want to have that photo be the placeholder now for that particular grid piece, because it's a square and it's coming in as a horizontal rectangle. And so your customer's photo is going to have the same kind of manipulation done to it when they switch out the photo. So we have to be really careful to pick grids that work for people, just even because they're going to also have a square photo, and then all of a sudden it's going to cut it off. And or the like if they have a horizontal photo, but then the ratio of the dimension is different, then it's going to crop it, and it's actually not even just putting it in the center. It somehow the AI is so uniquely like sophisticated, it's actually pulling it in to center the physical face. Yeah, so that's a really cool feature that we probably no one said anything about before.
Okay. So pulling it into, as you said, AI features right in the middle of the physical face. And so here, because I have an image that's smaller, I can rescale it and then resize it. And you can, to manipulate the photos, what you have to do is double click on it, just like you were to do in Canva. And here you can reposition it and make it larger. But if the photo is as large as it can be, like what we just did with the horizontal photo, for example, if we choose now something different, that's more of a different photo here, like Elka mentioned, it's going to be then transferring it. And then here is where you can readjust and resize. But however, like we mentioned, you don't really want to put a landscape frame on and use a vertical or portrait photo. And so you just have to be very careful about doing that, and then making sure that all of your photos fit. And as always, just because we do like doing details, we have to double click on the photo, and then on the right hand side here, you can see that this is now make this a template object. Just because you dragged and dropped it into the frame, it doesn't mean that now all of a sudden it's a template. You have to always do your templates to make sure that somebody can customize it on the end of the purchaser side, rather than it being just in the frame here, because that is a misconception, because you think that now because it is in the frame that automatically, because of this AI tool and something that has got more technology associated with it, the template still needs to be made.
Exactly. That's the things that we love to do and teach you. And so hopefully that really helps your creation of your products, and go and post and make lots of money.
Yeah. And so thank you so much for watching this video. If you want some more information on how you can start Zazzle, we have a really great guide. That's the Get Started on Zazzle guide. The link is in the description below. And we can't wait to help you on your journey on Zazzle, because we absolutely love it. And we love learning all the new things and all the new tools on Zazzle. And it's just a wonderful platform that they keep on updating, on a regular basis, to make the buying and purchasing experience for the customer as best as possible, and also the selling experience on Zazzle for the sellers and the store owners. So if you want to get started on Zazzle, then grab that guide. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.